Dave Roberts now available? First questions from Alanna Rizzo. Go ahead.
Dave, what will your eye test be tonight for Tony Gonsolin? What will you be looking for?
Yeah, I think just command, whether it's fastball command, how he's commanding his changeup, the slider, just making sure it has the teeth that it typically has. That a lot tells, how fatigued or how he's bouncing back. So that's probably it. And how long we're going to run him out for, that remains to be seen.
You talk about deploying as you have this year with your bullpen guys. In a perfect world, without tipping your hand, what do you hope for from Tony?
Honestly, Alanna, I don't know. I think that it's just obviously just how he's throwing is, depends on, how long he goes, is contingent on how he's throwing. So he's had a couple days off. So I just don't know how far we can push him, but certainly performance and how he's throwing the baseball. But there's really no hard stops, really. It's just kind of how he's throwing the baseball.
I asked Walker this question a little bit ago. What challenges do the Rays lineup present versus perhaps the Braves or the Padres that you faced earlier?
I just think the versatility, they're a patient group, number one, and then also they try to get the matchup. So they'll hit for essentially anybody on that club. So that's kind of something where I think that with the Padres or the Braves, there's more certainty on who you're going to be facing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question's from Dave Vassay. Go ahead.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
I was just curious, as far as Julio goes, would you like to try to get him rest and maybe make the start in Game 4?
I think that with Julio, it's kind of, which is great, just the ability to use him whenever we need. Every inning is valuable, but I think that if you look at him as far as leverage, and he's available tonight. So however the game plays out, if we feel that it helps us win a baseball game, I have no problem using him tonight.
Chris Taylor said earlier today that he feels the biggest difference in your offense is that guys stopped trying to hit home runs. Was that something that was verbalized, or do you believe that guys just recognize that amongst each other?
Yeah, I think it's been talked about. It's been actually talked about for years. But I think that really kind of understanding what we've been through and some of the failures that we've had as far as an offense and the approach, and so guys adjusting, and that's part of experience. And so certainly having Mookie here and his voice with the hitters, with what Corey's doing, with what JT's always done the postseason, it just keeping the line moving, and we just continue to add stress to guys. And I always felt that when you're doing that, it gives us the best chance to put up points.
Thank you.
Next question's from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead.
Dave, to follow up on that, players get paid for home runs, not walks, but it seems like almost every one of your big innings has walks involved. How many years did it take to get buy-in for the players to pass the baton like this?
Yeah, it's just, that's a deeper question, Kenny. And I think that, on base is still a part of the OPS, but I certainly understand the getting compensation as far as across the industry, as far as slug. But to still control the strike zone, the best players in the game, year in and year out, control the strike zone. And they swing at strikes and take balls. And I believe that leads to championship baseball on the offensive side. And Corey said it, all of our guys have said it. This is the postseason. It's about passing the baton, getting on base, and it's not about just chasing hits. And we've just done it very well this postseason.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Jack Harris. Go ahead.
Dave, when you look back on the two World Series you guys have played, and how key were those game twos, especially the one against the Astros, just as far as the way it can kind of shape momentum for the rest of a series?
Yeah, they're all big, but I know. I think I know in 17 we had a lead. I'm not sure in 18. But yeah, I mean, we got to play 27 outs, and we've got our hands full tonight with Snell. But I love our guys against them, and you know, it's still a different year, different ball club, different club we're facing. I feel good about tonight.
Next questions from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey.
Go ahead, Jorge.
Dave, why do you feel good against Snell tonight? Obviously, beyond the fact you have a loaded, deep lineup.
Great. He's a quality arm. He's a really, really good pitcher. God, I mean, he has a 3-4 pitch mix, elite stuff. It's kind of like any other pitcher, though, as far as we still got to, hunt where we slug and be patient when we need to be, and make mistakes and just continue to grind. And if we do that, then I really like our chances.
These last few outings for Pedro Baez, do you feel like you have the guy that, that was there in years past now?
Yeah, Pedro's, this year was tough for him. He was good, then he was hurt. And so we got him back, and he's thrown as good as he's thrown for us. So it's the timing couldn't be better, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Thank you.
Next questions from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead.
Thanks, Juan. Just to follow up on the walks question, Dave, is it mostly your guys just not chasing, or have you noticed pitchers maybe not challenging guys more in certain situations?
I think it's a combo. I think that, typically guys in the big leagues don't hit spin. And so I think that's one thing. So the usage, I think, is more up industry-wide. And also our guys are not chasing. And so, but if there is something in our nitro zone, we're going to slug it. And so I think that pitchers understand that. Our guys understand that. And if they're not going to pitch to us, then the next guy will take that same at bat. But I think, Mike, it's a combo of more spin and a combo of credit to our guys.
I'm guessing you're pretty aware of the fact that 17 guys who have walked in this postseason have come around to score.
Yeah, I am. And that's also not layering on the fact that it allows us to expose other teams' bullpens, by getting pitch counts up and, seeing relievers not only once or twice or 3 or 4 times in the series. So there's a lot of good things that come out of that.
Thanks.
Next questions from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to keep beating this topic a little bit, Dave. When you say the offensive evolution, it's been talked about by who and what do you mean by that?
Our players, our hitting coaches in the past, they've all talked about it. It's not something that's new, but it's when you're in the moment and to still be able to take balls and not try to, slug and just take what they give you. That's still, when you're in the batter's box, you're in control. And so our players with the experience are tempering a little bit, and that's a credit to them.
Was there a tipping point where it really sank in better than it had been?
I don't know. I think certainly this year, I think we've done a really good job of it. I think that Mookie's driven it, and I think coming, a new voice has certainly helped. But it's never been the approach to just sit back and try to hit home runs. I can promise you that.
Was last year's playoff series, did that have a part in this?
It did. All those past playoff series with the players that are on this roster, it played a part. They've all been through it. Some have had more success than others. Some have had an opportunity to learn from past experiences.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question from Ryan Leong. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Dave. How much has your team been able to really develop kind of a home field advantage, given that, other than the Rangers, you guys have played in this ballpark quite a bit this year? Has it helped at all for you guys?
I know it seems like we're almost going to play as many games here as the Rangers this year. No, it's been great. To be honest with you, it's the clubhouse staff here, the facilities are amazing. Everything about this ballpark has been fantastic. And certainly, whether it be the workouts, the games played here, regular season, postseason, all that stuff has helped, make this feel more of a home field. And I definitely think it's an advantage for us.
Last question from Rowan Kavner. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, Walker's talked about how early experiences for him in his career, including in the postseason and failures that happened early on, how he's been able to learn from them, and it's kind of paid off the longer his career has gone on. Do you feel like with Tony and with Dustin and some of your young pitchers that the more they do this, just exponentially, they'll feel a little bit better each time out?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's easily understandable that whether it's Tony or Dustin or Walker a few years ago, you just get amped up. And that's just the way it is. You know, you can see a little bit with Victor Gonzalez. And so, but the more you're in that situation and you can kind of control your emotions, you're going to be better. And so that comes with experience.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.